It's been a very long time since we did one of these, huh? Guys, for those who don't know, I played a lot of Overwatch this week. A lot of Overwatch. I think I played like Saturday, Sunday of last week before the new season, and Monday. I played about 4 to 6 hours each day. And since the update has hit, I have played every single day for about 12 hours a day. So much so that I'm actually about to be done with the Battle Pass. I have not played Overwatch consistently since Stadium. When Stadium came out, I think I played pretty consistently for about 2-ish months. And then after that, I got bored. I started doing different stuff. Tier list time? We're gonna do a tier list in a little bit. I am gonna do one, but that's mostly just gonna be for fun. And like, because people keep begging me for one, and I gotta give a million confidential or disclaimers, like, this is mostly for just the memes. Instead, I'm gonna tell you what it's like coming back to Overwatch after the last 6 months for its biggest drop of content, I would argue, in history. I think it's bigger than the Overwatch 2 drop. What's good? What's bad? What I'd like to see change in the future. Let's start with the goods. There's a lot of them. First off, they dropped 5 new heroes. 5 being Domina, Emery, Onrun, Jetpack Cat, who is by far my favorite and I think the internet's favorite, and Mizuki. Loki, I've grown to disdain Mizuki players over the last week for various reasons. But that's not part of the goods, so I will leave that one alone. That said, though, I hope this is a bit of an eye-opener to the Overwatch purists that have been bitching and complaining for the last, God knows, at least year, that they don't want more heroes and they want things slower and they don't want more updates and they don't want more content and they don't want blah, 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 blah. You literally want your game to fail because you're miserable. This is the first biggest content update they've ever dropped, and it's more than doubled their player base on every single platform. Steam this morning, I'm gonna go take a look, it's probably still holding strong. And everybody knows that Steam is not the majority for players. However, I would argue that there's probably a lot of the newer players on Steam, because if you're a PC gamer, you always want to use Steam. Legacy players like myself, you can see I'm actually currently signed into it, use Battle.net. So a lot of the legacy players probably are using Battle.net, but I would argue there's probably a lot of newer players that, if they're giving Overwatch a chance, are probably playing on Steam. And since the update dropped on Tuesday, where it peaked out at 164,000 players, it's actually managed to maintain over 100K the entire way through. And actually, the lowest it's dropped is today, and it's still climbing. It's still holding about 120, give or take, every single day. Actually, yesterday's peak was 122,000, higher than Saturday, higher than Friday, higher than Thursday. I don't know if it's higher. Yeah, higher than Wednesday. So it actually peaked out yesterday, last night, higher than it did any other time the rest of this week. Let's that be established. More content is good for your game. It means more people are going to play it, which means the game is more healthy. The game is more healthy means the queue times are faster, meaning more people play the game. Perfect balance is unachievable. We've been arguing about it in Rivals for so goddamn long. You got on for the first time in 2 years? Damn, that's a long time. We've been arguing about it in Rivals for forever. For those who don't know, Rivals isn't really a very competitive game, but it is competitive. It has competitive aspects. I would say it's more casual focused. And I'm not saying Overwatch should be more casual focused. I'm not saying that at all. I think actually its biggest draw is being a more competitive game. Because if you want to be a more casual experience, you play Rivals. That said, though, you're never going to get perfect balance. And also, the competitive players of your game, and this is a true equivalent to Rivals as well, are the biggest bitches on the planet. They don't want good for you. They want selfishness. And what I mean by that is they will tear you apart because you didn't nerf Sojourn's damage by 1 in the previous patch. They will tear you apart. They do not want the best for you. They fucking hate you. They hate your company. They hate your game. They just, because they play it every single day, 12 hours a day, and they don't know anything else. That said, I'm not saying you shouldn't try to achieve competitive balance, but it's unattainable. So realize that playing new things is introducing new content is good. Other pieces of new content. They introduced that new faction system, which is this right here, where you get to choose a side in the beginning. Actually, funny enough, that's something I asked for out of Rivals, and they haven't done it yet, but hopefully they do. And basically, you get to do these daily and weekly rewards, and you got at the beginning like some loot boxes, a title, a name card, and then once you complete it, you get more loot boxes. I'm on the 3rd round, so I'm actually getting a legendary loot box at the end. And these are really cool rewards just for playing the game. And you can see over here on the right side, like 55% of players have chosen Talon, 44% have chosen Overwatch. And I think once you get to like all the way through, if you get all the rewards here, you could just go to the other side and get all the rewards over here as well. They've also implemented a lot of the story stuff into the game, and it's a lot more prevalent. So you have like a lot of the comics in here, which granted the comics are probably not for me. I like the actual cinematics, but they actually ended up doing that. They ended up doing an actual full scale, actually regular high quality Overwatch cinematic on the launch. which was another pretty damn good idea. The skins also look pretty good for the season. You have the Jetpack Cat, which I should have bought by now, but I haven't. I'm stupid. And then they also had the whole Hello Kitty collab, which hit, and I've seen literally every single player who has playing one of these characters has the skin on, and I'm tired of hearing fucking Lucio say Caro, Caro, Caro beat over and over. But obviously it's generated a lot of excitement, and a lot of people are jumping back in. How many hours would I be in if I played every day for the last 6 days, 12 plus hours? 12 times 6, 72 plus like the, how many, 4, 8, so let's just make it easy. Let's say I've played about 80 hours of Overwatch this week, between OWCS, between like the week before, like those couple days before the new season starts, 85-ish hours. And I can say I haven't had a lot of fun. However though, it's just Overwatch at the end of the day. The new heroes definitely breathe some life, but it still feels like the same Overwatch 2 that it did beforehand. And for some people, that's good. I think for these two roles specifically, that's DPS and support, it's actually phenomenal. And anytime I queue up on these roles, I'm almost guaranteed in for a good time. I don't like support as much personally, but I know support is really loved in this game. However, the big tank role over there on the left still feels kind of butt. And I'm currently in the shit-low ranks of like high masters, and unfortunately, your ability to win games in that is actually kind of funny, because you get inverse value by just hard targeting the tank, whether by counter swapping the tank or just trying to just shoot him the entire time and doing nothing else. It's brainless, it's skillless, and it's actually just infuriating. The amount of games I've had where I'm starting to absolutely roll, and then they hard counter swap 4 things and then they don't shoot anybody else the rest of the round is just stupid. Because I am required to basically play slow, play corners, play whatever, but I've now lost my carry potential. It's gone. It's out the window. I'm now more of an enabling role. I'm more in a supportive role to try to keep things alive, or I'm swapping myself, but then obviously losing ult charge, losing perks, whatever it might be, and it just feels dog shit. And as good as this update feels, and as great as the game has felt coming back, I genuinely don't think I could ever see myself playing this game full-time again with its current format. I just can't. It's just ass. And for those who are now going, oh my god, what about 6v6? Haha, I did play 6v6 as well, but something's missing there. Something's missing. It doesn't feel right. It's probably the roll queue missing, to be honest with you. The open queue feels bad. I had a game where I played against quad support. We won, but I was like, dude, am I looking at quad support? I just left rivals. What the fuck are we doing over here? Quad support? And they almost won. And it just feels kind of blech, is the best way of describing it, right? Like, unless you have that 2-2-2, which a lot of times you're actually not even getting in open queue, 6v6, it just doesn't feel that great. And I understand that you can't get roll queue 6v6 because the queue times are so long, which is actually the other answer I was going to sell you. The reason why I haven't played a whole lot of 6v6 is the queues are abnormally long. They're absurd. Like, they're absurdly long. And I thought it was just me, and then I turned on like Aspen and Frogger playing 6v6 queue, and I saw like an hour and 20-minute timer, and I'm like, okay, glad it's not just me. The queues are super long, and it's clearly not balanced towards the main game mode, so it's just kind of, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's there. It's like a little sprinkle of like something to change up and something to do, which is great if you're someone who likes to play Overwatch all day, because then you can play Stadium, you can play 6v6, you can play 5v5, you can play Mystery Heroes, you can play all these other things. There's ways to keep you into the game, but it's still at the core end of the day not Overwatch that I remembered. You know, it's always missing a little something, even though I understand why it exists. And I really do understand why it exists, which is why I've always said, for the game's health, it does need to say 5v5, because roll queue is the way this game is played, and it's the way this game will continue to be played. Open queue just doesn't feel good in Overwatch that much. It actually feels much better in Rivals, but I think that's because supports are much stronger. And healing and sustain is much stronger, weirdly enough. I know that doesn't make sense to you, but as someone who's been playing a lot of both games, it makes sense in my head, and hopefully you'll at least just take that with a grain of salt. That said, though, I think outside of the tank role, game's phenomenal. It's really fun. But as a new player, would I tell you to come play it? I don't know. I've had so many people playing, like a lot of my like Rivals viewers that come in like, hey, I've never played Overwatch. Should I play it? Should I try it? And I always tell them, like, yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Nothing wrong with giving it a shot. Give it a shot. If you like it, then play it. If you don't like it, then don't play it. And I don't think I've had many come back that tell me that they've genuinely loved it. I think it's really hard. I think it's borderline impossible to get into. The skill ceiling or the skill floor is just raised up so high. And they don't have any grace. There's not really a way to learn in this game. It's not even possible. Hell, me just streaming it for the last few days has been miserable. So like every once in a while, like for example, on Valentine's Day, me and Shay, my girlfriend, and CarQ and his wife Kat played some quick play 6v6, and I'm running around on Vendetta, and I have literally more people than I could fucking count to you that are hard spamming. We're throwing the game in quick play. We're spamming swap, do this, do that. First off, it was my like first time really playing Vendetta, and I didn't care. I was playing quick play. But like we're talking, this went on relentlessly. We're talking 10 plus messages a minute for about 2 hours straight. No matter how many times you say it's quick play, it's whatever. Some guy came in arguing that you guys are throwing quick play games. You should be playing versus arcade. You should be playing in the. I hand to God, they said that we should be playing in the practice range, and they were dead serious. And you think that I wasn't? They went back to Emonk's chat to then talk about why I was flaming them. Hand to God, they were dead serious. They did come back and apologize later, so I said, you know, it is what it is. However, though, I don't think they actually like differently. I think they just apologized for the way they came off, which I think takes a lot of credit to also do. You say one guide, but it's not one guide. I promise you. When I play Rivals, I don't deal with any of that. Like, it's really not. It really ain't that serious. Like, you get one here and there, that's a one guy. It's not one guy. It's all over the place. And I'm not sure where the whole narrative really started. I even bought into it of, like, Overwatch is less toxic than Rivals. I know Rivals was awful when the game came out. I ain't gonna disagree with you. But Overwatch ain't no better. I think Overwatch and Rivals are two sides of the same coin arguing about who's worth more. Because every game I played, the last 80 hours of gameplay, I am not joking, I had one game with a positive interaction. The other 85 to 80% were silent. The other 19 to 15% were aggressively, passive-aggressively typing or someone crashing out. For example, I had a game where some guy had a horrible nano, and he was like, oh shit, I thought you were doing this, and I was like, oh whatever, no worries. And then the next like 2 or 3 fights later on the next swap, I turned a peel for this guy because he's not paying attention for something, and he starts crashing out like, why are we giving up so much space? What are we giving? And I killed like the Kiri that's on him. There's a Kiri flanking, and I'm like, brother, there's a Kiri on you. You didn't even turn. You're scoped in, looking forward. Like, I just saved you. Relax, we're gonna win. And then he goes, I know she's there. I calmed it. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, what'd you say to the voices in your head? You didn't say a word. And then their duo goes, yeah, no, I heard him. And I go, yeah, I know your two are duo. I'm not stupid. Like, I know that. But, like, you said it in Discord, not voice chat. So then they left the voice, started typing at us like we were shit, and ran it down mid. All right, sure, man, I guess. And now you could argue it's partly the update. It probably actually is. But I think the only thing that keeps people from doing that in Overwatch is genuinely just the report system and how strong it is. For those who don't know, the Overwatch report system is extremely aggressive and will ban you for like anything. So that's why people don't say anything. That said though, the point I was trying to make originally is it's really fucking hard to get into this game as a new player. And people were trying to justify it, like League of Legends is a hard competitive game to get into. Like, yeah, shit, no, everyone knows that. Do you really want your game to be like a League of Legends? I don't know. That said though, I don't know how a dev fixes that. I don't know how anyone fixes that. How do you give potentially all these new players good grace to like get into your game? Not everyone is shit. Like, first off, everyone acts in their game like they're GM top 500. You're not. We both know you're not. You might have had an inflated ranked season where you got to like Masters or something and you might be the best thing of all time. But like, regardless though, I don't know what it is. It just seems to be a universal experience where most people just either have silent games, or if they're trying to get into the game, they just have people yelling at them, screaming at them, saying whatever, dog shit. So, I don't know how you fix that. I genuinely don't. I don't think it's possible. That said though, I do hope that there's a world where, especially with new players coming in, people realize quick play is a little bit supposed to be more like for learning and not for whatever. Because I think Overwatch has a great chance to get a lot of new players in, but I think a lot of people are gonna give it a shot and then be like, I can't get into this, it's too hard. And I hope that's not actually the case, because it genuinely is a good update and it genuinely feels really good. But I don't know how you fix that. You can't fix the community. You can just try to give new player modes. Well, you can't. Okay, this might be a genuinely scalding hot take, but I think you can fix communities, and I think it actually takes people holding them accountable. But I think everyone's too afraid. I think everyone's scared shitless of making their viewers upset. I can't tell you, when I was streaming Overwatch all the time, and I'm not trying to ego, but like most people know, a lot of days I was at that top of the category. I was always number one for like TikToks and viewership. Maybe not always YouTube, but like not always like stream viewership, right? Because like, you know, like Super's a huge streamer, stuff like that. There was a lot of times I stuck my neck out at people and said, nah, don't say that. Nah, don't do that. F you, like that's f***ed up. Don't do that. And I don't think that happens no more. I think a lot of people just don't say anything. You know, everyone kind of stays silent. And hey, that's their God-given right. But I don't think there's anyone that really pushes back anymore these days. So I agree with you. I agree with you. At the same time, there isn't really a way to fix it, but I think the best thing that can be done is lead by example. And I don't think there's many people that lead by example. Also, the other thing has been the servers. The servers have been absolutely poop. I don't know what's been going on this week with the servers with Overwatch. I feel bad for the Overwatch team because like this has been such a good update and the game has felt good. But like people can't play. Like they're I've been lagging all over the place. Look at my ping in the bottom right. You see I'm at 92. I'm at 145. It now says TikTok is disconnected. And now I'm down to 47. Like, dude, it's been all over the place. Between my internet having issues and the server's been dying, it's been a wild fucking week. Just watch my ping in the bottom right as I've been jumping around. Granted, they did emergency maintenance again last night to try to fix it. They also brought in the East Coast server, which is also pretty damn good. You know, I wouldn't be surprised there's a lot of people out there that are thinking, if they haven't played since the launch of Overwatch 2. Remember launch of Overwatch 2 had all those server issues? You know, you have all the server issues again. Like I would just log in, like I can't even play the game, fuck it. Yeah, hopefully they keep the East Coast server. They really fucking should. It just makes the game feel better. I know it's probably not cost effective, but like, you guys have the player base to have 3 servers. I think it's unacceptable if this game doesn't have an East Coast, Central, and West Coast server all the time. It's only a Central and a West Coast server, unless there's a big thing going on. So like, let's get that more sustained. What other things? What other things am I thinking? Oh, Stadium. Oh, Stadium's a fucking ghost town. Yo, what did they do to Stadium? It's a ghost town. What did they do? Other than they added a bunch of heroes like Hazard and Doomfist and stuff that like people don't want to play against, but like you can't play anything but meta builds, so nobody plays it anymore. What happened to that thing? Dude, I loved Stadium when it came out. It was my favorite thing. I thought it was the future of Overwatch potentially. And now it's butt cheeks. Yeah, I feel like you get stuck against like Hazard or Vendetta or Doomfist and you have no counters for it, you just lose. Like the abilities aren't strong enough. The items aren't strong enough. And plus you're supposed to follow your one meta build. It's like playing Deadlock without the fun. Oh, the UI. You mean like the menu UI? Yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't know what they were kind of cooking with this. I know they're trying to make it more modern and trying to make it more like, quite frankly, Fortnite-y. But I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't like it that much. It's not awful, but like I've also had issues with it this whole week because it's been lagging. Like the whole server's been lagging on this menu, and I know they fixed it, so it's better today, but like the whole week it's just been super laggy, so it's been hard to even want to get behind it. That said though, like the old one just felt good. I liked it. I don't know. I know why they did though. Oh, OWCS. Yo, I watched OWCS. OWCS was actually pretty fun. I've been playing a little bit of Ryan in my ranked games, and I'm like, man, this feels like ass. And I got to watch one game of I think it was Junbin on Crazy Raccoons, one of the best OWCS teams, one of the best Korean Overwatch teams. They played Ryan on fucking Esperanza, and that poor guy fucking got shit on. That guy got to do nothing for 10 minutes. It was actually kind of horrible to watch, and I was like, damn, I feel a little better about myself now. So a lot of like some of the older legacy heroes probably are dominating the bronze through plat. They probably got like a 55% win rate bronze through plat, but like once you get against people that like play the game with anything more than like a thumbs and like, you know, actually know how to click their buttons, you just can't even play characters half the time. Man, it's kind of stupid. You gotta lock in and play like Sigma, you gotta lock in and play like Zarya and Diva and Domina too. So it's like, you know, oh boy. Well, a little Winston too. I actually like the new Winston passive. Oh, speaking of passives, they did change all the passives. You're right. They changed the passives. So now like everyone has that like the old passive now is like across all people. It's like, what is it? 15% damage reduction for all characters. The old DPS passive is gone. Now everyone has it, and now everyone has sub passives as well. Some of them are much stronger than, oh, is it 30%? Is it 30%? Wait, it's 30%? I thought it was 15. No wonder tank feels awful. Oh, it's 15 on tanks? Wait, is it? Okay, so it is, okay, so it's 30 for everyone else. Okay. Whew. Glad I haven't lost my marbles completely. It kind of just incentivizes supports to just play DPS Like you basically just like have both supports that are wanting to DPS the entire time, because healing really isn't very strong in this game. And I know that they're like, there's people out there that are probably gonna knee-jerk reaction back, right, from Rivals, where it has too much sustain. But like, it is genuinely kind of weird how like support in this game genuinely isn't support. It's just like DPS light. Most of the best characters in this game are the characters you get utility out of, like Curie or Lucio, and you're doing a lot of damage or utility surviving. It's not about the healing. Like the healing characters of today, like hell, BAP you're using most of the time as a DPS character, but it also does good healing too. Like I feel like Ana's like a little bit outdated outside of her biotic nade. Mercy sucks, Lifeweaver sucks, Moira sucks, Juno kind of sucks outside of Speed Ring. Ilari's insanely good. Like I'll do my tier list later. Ilari felt really strong. Mizuki just does nothing but bind people. Wu Yang felt pretty decent, but like not for healing, for damage. The cat, basically you're running around doing DPS. That's like the best way to play the cat. Zen, you just discord the tank and he disappears. Brig's a little bit of a middle ground. Brig's like kind of like the protector. I don't think she's like doing tons of damage, but like she's just good at surviving. And then you look over at this DPS role and they have like their new passives. And honestly, the passives for the DPS actually feel pretty good. I actually have almost no complaints for the DPS passives. The tank passives are where things get a little weird though. Like the initiator one for the dive tanks, like Ball gets healing on his wall jumps. Bruiser tanks are the ones that get like the knockback resistance now. Are they the ones that get the knockback resistance? No, Stalwart gets knockback resistance. What does this one get? Reduces critical damage, so you take less damage on headshots and you get movement speed if you're low HP. You know, you think Zarya would have been down here, but I guess that kind of makes sense. These ended up actually making more sense over time as I played them, but they just feel a little more useless. They just feel like the old tank passive split into multiple pieces, except for the dive tanks one, which Ball feels really bad without knockback resistance. And so basically what I'm trying to say to you is, as long as you play anything but tank, it feels pretty damn good. No, I honestly, the jump up in the air one for Winston feels pretty good too. That's why I was saying like the Winston changes felt really nice, and I think Diva feels pretty strong too. But overall though, it's weird where like so much changed, but so much didn't change at the same time. Some of the perk changes, well yeah, the perk changes, like I'm not gonna go through them individually. Some, like they all feel fine, right? They all add a different level to the game, but as someone who's like, I played in the last 6 months, so like they're not brand new to me, but I think to people that probably haven't played since the 2 came out or anything else, then yeah, it's probably like gonna wide eyes, oh my god, this is like really, really good. But like the perks doesn't really move the needle too much for me at this point. I've already done it. Overall though, concluding thoughts, really good update. Genuinely, they genuinely cooked, and I think it's kind of proven that having more content and more updates and more things getting pushed out is the key to almost all games, but specifically hero shooters too. It's the thing that gets people most attracted to the game. It was the thing that brings them back the most. It's the thing that actually moves the needle, and that Overwatch should be a little careful. I have seen so many people before even all the heroes came out bitching, hoping that they're not going to release too many new heroes, and you know, they should honestly slow down the rate of heroes are coming out. You know, that's just not how you keep live service games alive in today's day and age. That said though, if you're a new player trying to get into Overwatch, you should try it. But if you get into it and you're like, man, I'm really not having fun, don't force it. This might be a game that hit the point at 10 years now. It might be just too hard to get into if you haven't played it at all. Because there's so many games that are out today that really reward your time for playing them. And it's like, I ask you, like, what is the end goal of grinding Overwatch every single day? Like, what are you trying to do with your life? Like, are you trying to be a pro player? Because, like, Overwatch pro play makes $0. Like, why are you doing that? If you just want to be good at the game and have a good reward, that's good too. But like, you have to enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying the experience, then you probably don't want to play it that much, because that's what the video games are supposed to be. They're supposed to be fun, but also enjoyable in different ways. Some people have fun by winning. Me too. I do too. But I also think that, if you came back and you tried this update and you go, man, this was fun. Like, I had a good time, but like, it just feels like Overwatch. Like, it doesn't feel like anything's big and different has changed. I think that's okay too, because like, that's something that some people love. But I think especially if you've been playing a lot of Rivals the last year, like myself, you've come to probably realize that even if you like Overwatch still and you still enjoy it every once in a while, it's maybe just not your cup of tea every day anymore, And that's where I'm at, where it's like, I've had fun, I've enjoyed it, I've had great streams, the games have been pretty fun overall, but like, as I played more, I started to remember the cracks and see the cracks of like, oh shit, this is why I didn't enjoy this as much anymore. Oh shit, these are like issues that I had and they're still there. And they're pretty fundamental at this point, and I don't think they could be changed without overhauling the game, and I don't think that's something that's going to happen, and I don't think they're going to revert the game to 6v6 and start roll queue 6v6, and then they're going to put everybody in that queue, so everyone's queuing it, so the queue times aren't very long. Like, those things are a pipe dream. Those aren't going to happen. So it is what it is. I've enjoyed my time here, and I think other people hopefully did too, and I think I probably will still play. I'm still going to play it here and there. But I probably won't, at least in its current state, I probably won't ever grind it like hardcore again. And I think that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if I had to give this patch a rating, I'd probably give it like a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing I would probably be a little bit like on were obviously like things like the server issues. Like they should have seen that coming, knowing that there's going to be a lot of people coming in. That also caused cascading issues where people weren't getting their rewards, and like multiple times they had to shut the servers down, and my ping's jumping up and down as the games are going on. And then also like tank doesn't feel that much different, and Domina's just banned every game, so like you can't really play the new character because they're just banned every single game. So it's like, it is what it is. Oh, really quick, I almost forgot with the OWCS thing. OWCS, I really think should look into the Rivals banning system of not comp but like tournament play. And I understand that like people say it's like competitive for that, and I get it, but watching mirror matchups every single game is kind of boring, and I think the viewer experience is kind of the most important thing for pro play, because without viewers who watch the game, then what's the point of having pro play? Because like it's supposed to be entertainment. Without fans who spend money and actually watch the games, you're not gonna make any money to be a pro player or play in a pro league. So like, unless you make it a more enjoyable watch experience. And every time I streamed it, I just had constant people asking, why the fuck is it mirror matchups every game? This is so boring. I think it's a good way that you could potentially fight against the constant mirror matchups. But anyways, small thing. That said though, well, that's my thoughts on, I don't know. Overwatch has more viewers. Okay, you know what? F it. I was trying to end this on a good note. Lightning round. I'm trying to flame both of you f***ers. This whole conspiracy about this stuff is the most inflated dog shit on the planet. Where is it? Where's the tweet? I need the tweet. This one. You guys seen it? Good era to be a hero shooter player. You want to know the truth about these two? The left side is drop, 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 drop. The right side is add, hashtag ad. You guys are all fucking stupid. And you're arguing about viewership numbers. You're genuinely stupid. You genuinely can't tie your own fucking shoelaces. Overwatch gave out like 19 drops, which by the way, I can tell you, I am almost like, I am one of the leaders on why their drop program is as strong as it is. You can ask anybody on that fucking company and you could say I have been up their ass for 3+ years on how to improve their drop system and to boost their viewership up, because I got rewarded from it, and so did you, because everyone got their rewards and I would push them really fucking hard. I was, and then you know what? And then Emon carried the torch and also kept pushing them after I stopped playing and started playing Rivals more. So fucking good on him. We told him to put out more rewards, put out higher watch times. All these things keep up viewer retention. It brings people into the game. It makes them stay longer. It gives them a more like they put in more time so they feel more rewarded out of it, right? Like it does all of these things. Rivals drops are horrendously bad. They haven't figured it out yet. And so what Rivals does though is has unlimited fucking money, and it just sponsors people to come play the game, which is also a good thing. If Overwatch had the budget, which it doesn't, it tells people to come in and come play the game. So you see people coming in all the time. Like I saw Shroud the other day. I saw Burp Peanut the other day playing. Like these are all giant hashtag ads. So you're talking about their viewership, but this one's paid and this one is paid in different ways. You guys are all idiots. You're arguing about viewership all day long. How fun is the game to play? How many people are playing the game? You know, there's so many things you could talk about. But you guys are arguing, oh, well, Overwatch has more viewers right now. Oh, yeah? What time is it? Is it 10 in the morning and drops are on? Of course it's going to be higher. Wait till 5 o'clock and all the fake ads turn on, and then this one will go much higher. Okay, well, what happens when drops turn off? What happens? You tell me. And I enjoy it. I think drops are a good thing for both games. But, like, you guys, half your arguments are just stupid. And there's a reason why we have to argue this way. Because everyone's 12. We all argue like we're 12. Because if we don't argue like we're 12, you can't understand the conversation. You can't keep up. You're not smart enough. So the point being, stop arguing about viewership numbers, dude. Stop arguing about it. It is what it is. Anyways, lightning round's over.